59 guns found in Montego Bay. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. We're going to start it off a little bit different. We're going to say Kabaka Pyramid has won the Best Reggae Album at the 65th Grammy Award ceremony in Los Angeles last night, and his sophomore project Calling was one of 5 albums nominated in the Best Reggae Album category for the annual Grammy Awards. All other 4 albums nominated in the Best Album category were Jamaican artists as well. Coffee's Gifted, Prodigy's Third Time's the Charm, Sean Paul Scorcher, and Shaggy's Come Fly With Me round out the shortlist. Meanwhile, another large gun discovery was made at a wharf at Montego Bay in St. James. 59 illegal guns were seized by the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch on Friday. Agents from U.S. law enforcement and custom officers both participated in that operation. Firearms were discovered in a package that was imported from the U.S., and it is said that it was going to the same individual that was supposed to collect the other 22 guns that was intercepted just a few days before. 22 illicit firearms and a large amount of ammunition were taken in that operation. So we are now talking about 81 guns that will not be in the hands of criminals. And from this 81 gun seizure, at least 6,500 lives have been saved over a 5-year period from being murdered. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, who is in charge of the crime portfolio, has declared that the police remain resolute in apprehending those responsible for sending the illegal guns to Jamaica. He said at the end of the day he believes they will successfully prosecute those who are behind sending these illegal weapons. These, he said, were weapons of mass destruction, and when you consider that within the past 2 to 3 weeks they have seized an excess of 85 firearms. He said the Jamaican police are working with international partners to apprehend those behind that shipment. A man who left a finger behind after robbing a business establishment on Colleyville Avenue in St. Andrew in November last year has now been listed as wanted by the Hunts Bay Police. He is Herbert Wallace, otherwise called Ricky, of a Riverton City address. The police said that Wallace was in the process of taking a sum of money from the proprietor of the business when he accidentally shot one of his index finger off. He reportedly fled the scene, leaving the finger behind. Detectives from the Hunts Bay Criminal Investigation Branch submitted the finger to a lab where a match was made to Wallace in the fingerprint database. Meanwhile, in connection with the death of his wife, Andreen, in St. Antonio, Texas 4 years ago, Andre McDonald, the son of Portland millionaire Everton Beaches Stout McDonald, was found guilty of manslaughter on Friday. The jury found the U.S. Air Force Reserve Major, who is a Jamaican, guilty after more than 10 hours of deliberation. The Major had been first accused of murder and tampering with evidence. He admitted earlier last week to killing Andreen, a Jamaican woman, and disposing of her body, although he made an effort to claim he acted in self-defense. Joe Gonzalez, the district attorney for Bexar County, stated that he will ask the judge to take into account the 20-year maximum sentence for manslaughter. And it is just like father like son. His father, Everton Beaches Stout McDonald, is awaiting trial in Jamaica in relation to the murder of his 2 wives. Corporal Alcourt Williams, who was found guilty of murder and illegal wounding in the St. Anne Circuit Court last month, has his sentence postponed. The hearing for sentencing has been rescheduled for February 20. In May of 2010, Corporal Williams was convicted of killing one man and injuring another at a football game at the Draxhall Sports Complex in St. Anne. And according to testimony given in court, Corporal Williams was present at a game when multiple fights started and he made an effort to keep things under control. However, he discharged his weapon and 2 men were shot. One of the injured men died at hospital while the other was treated and released. Meanwhile, as the mayhem continues, a 16-year-old boy has been hospitalized after he was shot and injured by gunmen on Red Hills Road in St. Andrew on Saturday morning. The Kingston High School student was reportedly shot around 9:30 a.m. And reports are that the teenager was standing in his yard with his nephew when men opened fire. The men then reportedly entered the yard where the teen resides and then shot him. The student's condition is unknown at this time. A 32-year-old Jamaican woman has been reported missing in Trinidad since last year, leaving the Trinidad and Tobago police to release a statement pleading for help from the public in locating her. The woman has been identified as Kimberly Lahman, who resided at Orange Field in Chase Village in Trinidad. Police said the woman, who has been living in the country for the past 6 years, left for work before daybreak on Saturday, November 19 last year, but has not been seen or heard from since. Larman, who is employed with a security company, was expected to meet up with her fellow employees in a company vehicle at St. Mary's Junction, Freeport, to be taken to her workplace in Mission Road, Freeport, but did not turn up. And according to an online article in the Jamaica Star, Lamont left her hometown in Balaclava, St. Elizabeth 6 years ago and left to live in Trinidad and Tobago seeking a job. According to reports on the ground, though, it is said whenever she gets home from work, she's always seen sitting in the work vehicle that takes her home with someone, and this is while her husband is at home. There is a possibility that by her coming home sitting in the vehicle with possible another man while her husband is home might be the reason for her disappearance. Because guess what? Men cannot take bun or disrespect. And then she's not a Trini, so even though the husband is a suspect, the police are not gonna go all out in their investigations. Onto sports. In the first of two exhibition games before the CONCACAF Championship, Jamaica Under-17 head coach Marion Gordon said he was pleased with his team's 1-0 victory over Trinidad and Tobago on Saturday at St. Andrew Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. And Nicholas Simmons missed a first-half penalty which would have allowed the young Reggae Boys to win by a bigger margin. And the 8-a-side football will kick off today. Matches in the Eastern and Western Division of the National 8-a-side Football League of the Global Services Association of Jamaica is scheduled to begin today. The competition, which has received close to $3 million in sponsorship, was brought back to life after a break and formally introduced on Monday last week at a press conference held at the Montego Bay Free Zone, where it was revealed that 26 teams were made up of members of the GSAJ industry. The Eastern Division will feature 10 teams with players from Kingston and Portmore, while the Western Division will feature 16 teams with all players from Montego Bay. The winner of the All-Island title will take home $250,000 plus the championship trophy, while the runner-up will get $100,000. Premier League games yesterday. Cavaliers remain in second spot on 26 points after a 0-0 draw with Montego Bay United. Likewise, the same score was with Humble Lions and Waterhouse. Veer meantime edge Harborview 1-0, while Mount Pleasant Clubber done beholden 3-0, maintaining their lead with 30 points. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's going to be news and sports on your favorite community radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.